Welcome to the Draft Indie Podcast. I'm Grant Sinning. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Not good, James?
No, we're bad. Colts are bad.
It's time to accept it. Colts are bad. Is that okay?
Yep.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I like being a spoiled fan.
Is it going to get our people fired? Maybe.
No.
Soon.
We hope soon.
If we lose to the Bears, how can you not fire people? How can you not? If you lose to the Bears at home this year.
And Brian Hoyer is starting.
Against Brian Hoyer after losing to the Jags.
Yeah, this is the game that they win after they lay an egg. They finally pass the ball a bunch and they put up like 40 points and win like 40-35.
Mm-hmm.
And then we feel good about ourselves. Yay.
Oh, yeah. So tonight's edition of the Draft Indie Podcast is our quarterly Take It or Leave It special. Should be a blast. We've got some stuff from you guys. Hopefully everything that you want us to talk about, we're going to talk about. So we hope it'll be entertaining. First, let's go over some things before we get into the Take It or Leave It section. So the locker room gets its first shakeup of the year with two defensive starters being cut simultaneously earlier today, with Antonio Cromartie and C.O. Moore being cut. Honestly, I'm not upset.
I am, for one.
Why?
I'm amused.
Go ahead. Why are you upset?
I'm just kidding because everyone's because I tweeted a Vine today that said, please cut C.O. Moore now. And an hour later, they cut C.O. Moore. So, that was just a funny joke today that people that, my mentions were, blowing up. And were like, oh, look what you did. But, yeah, C.O. Moore had to go, even though...
He's got a family, man, and you got him fired.
But, Cromartie, I guess, is interesting. I guess Darius Butler must be healthy and good to go.
Right. And, honestly, though, after... your Vines earlier today showed what kind of a player C.O. Moore is on this defense, and it is not good. And Cromartie was responsible for 7 penalties or something like that. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was stupid, ridiculous.
Holding, and then he's just bad. A-Rob made him his little girl. So it's interesting. That game was so Chuck Pagano, man. It's not we had one game in 2013 with it was the 49ers game where
I was at that game, yeah. Where we just it was what they wanted. It was their vision. It was where we just ran the ball successfully all game. We didn't throw that much, and we beat up a way more physically talented team somehow on the road. It was crazy.
I remember that game.
Yeah, and I'm trying to fix this.
And they lost to the Chargers the next week.
Yes.
Ultimate Chuck Pagano game.
That's fine. But it's just I'm sorry, the Skype thing is being really weird. I don't even think you guys can see me.
We cannot.
Nope.
No, okay. That's fine because it's just audio. But anyways, the whole establish the run thing is cool, but when it doesn't work for 2 quarters, maybe it's time to drop it. And then that's what they realize in the locker room, and they drop it. And all of a sudden, they scored, 23 points in the second half.
But are we sure it's not working?
Yes.
I get, the amount of points being scored is indicative of the offensive philosophy of the first half not working, but I'm going to have to disagree with the fact that it's not working because Frank Gore has had over 50 rushing yards in the first half of 2 of the 4 games this year.
That's cool. How many points did we score?
That's okay. Well,
yeah. The thing is,
that's what I'm saying. But I don't know if those 2 things correlate because.
Well, they clearly don't. That's the thing. You're establishing the run, but why?
Yeah. Exactly. When your offense looks completely different in the second half. Not even the same thing. and the second half, because it's no huddle, it's up tempo, you're spreading the field. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, if they were gonna establish the run, then they would try and take some like deep shots. I mean, at least in the first or second quarter, but they don't. It's dink and dunk. It's bad.
Yeah, my favorite. I was really hoping that the Frank Gore was going to get over 100. They were going to break that 100-yard streak in a loss to the Jaguars. That would have been the ultimate indication of what Chuck Pagano's philosophy is. Like, yeah, man, we ran for 100 yards and we really out-physicaled them, and they scored more points than us because we played slow ball with a bad defense.
Yeah, and they're a bad defense. Let's not be shy here. They're bad. But I will tell you, my favorite part of the game was when Frank Gore juked Miles Jack and then got like a 19-yard pickup. That was great. That was probably the best part. But it was such a Pagano game because their offense is just slow in the first half, and then they just like, okay, hey, spread the field, put the ball in Andrew's hands, let him make decisions, go no huddle, and what happens? You just score a ton of points. And your team looks so much better. Like your team looks energized, and then it's just, I don't get it. Like, they would have so much more success if they would just trust their best player, but they don't. And someone, I think it was Holder asked them, they don't go up tempo because they want to be able to do lots of different sub formations,
which is just, oh my god. On a roster where you've only got like 3 good players on the offense, like, who are you subbing?
Right.
2 good wide receivers, 1 good running back, and they've got to sub in people somehow for some reason.
I mean, they're not subbing in like Quan Bray and Chester Rogers. I mean, well, they are bringing in Chester Rogers, but it's not like they're bringing 6 O-line on the field or anything like that. It's just,
yeah, I think the biggest substitution is just switching from 11 to 12 personnel and putting on Doyle on the field. I think that's pretty much it.
Which this isn't indicative of how I feel about Jack Doyle, but they should run 12 personnel, they should run the 12 personnel right now because Chester Rogers is hot garbage. And if they keep 2 tight ends, Frank Gore, and the 2 fast wide receivers out on the field, that's probably their best way of doing some damage. Dwayne Allen, kind of middle deep, on the middle, have your 2 guys doing whatever they do fast, and if you need a dump off pass to Jack Doyle, he's going to get you 2 yards. So I don't know. I don't know. The offense is weird. I said it earlier this week, and I want to see if you guys agree with me. How much different is this offense from the Pep offense?
Not that much different. There's less weird formation. There's less. They mix up their formations and their personnel less often. It definitely seems like they go less. They go 6 offensive linemen less often. And
it's less Stanford-y.
Yeah, and they do less. Offside or off balance lines. I can't think of what it's called. Where you
unbalanced lines. Yeah.
Unbalanced. Yeah. But beyond that, it's still heavy play action, deep shots, and not a lot of dump-off routes or even short routes.
Yeah, I mean...
And we don't see any of the crossing routes hardly that was supposed to be the big thing in the preseason. Don't see a lot of crossing routes, I don't feel like. And they can run the ball better with Frank Gore. He's running pretty well, but it doesn't do a lot of good when your defense, you can't. If they could win a game 20-17 and rely on a defense to hold an offense under 20 points, they could do that. But they played a couple bad offenses and didn't hold them under 20.
Yeah.
Friendly reminder that Andrew Luck has the highest winning percentage of any quarterback of all time when the defense allows less than 29 points. Just a friendly reminder.
That's cool. I didn't know that. It's a good
They
stat.
draft a lot of offense first round.
So, like, if the Colts give up 4 touchdowns or less per game, they win like 83% of 83 or like 85% of their games.
That's kind of a cool stat.
Yeah.
So yeah, weird philosophies and stuff. Regarding the Cromartie and C.O. Moore, we were talking about this earlier, and it feels like a move that they just needed to kind of they needed to fire somebody. Somebody had to show that people are going to be held accountable. And with the corners getting healthier and Cromartie not being a good corner, and with C.O. Moore just being hot garbage, like those were the two most obvious candidates to. If you're gonna say fire somebody to show other people that they're gonna hold players accountable, those are the two to get rid of probably.
No, you're probably right, and the investment in them is minimal. A 6th round pick, and like I forget what his contract was, a couple $1 million.
Yeah, and I think they still don't have the contract information on it, but a lot of us were thinking that it was probably a pay-as-you-go type contract. Basically, he was going to get paid. It's not an all-guaranteed amount.
Right.
The first game of the season, he was going to get paid as he goes through game by game.
I mean, that'd be the most contract that'd make the most sense, but like it'll come out later. It was a $7 million guarantee.
It was $3 million for the 1 year. But we're not sure how it was structured.
Right. Okay.
I just want to make sure I'm exactly this. So Andrew Luck, when the Colts allow less than 29 points, is 35-7, which is an .833 winning percentage. And when they allow more than 29 points, he is 4-19, which is a 210% winning percentage.
My favorite part of that stat is that there was 23 times in the past 4 years where they've let the other team score over 30 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
That's upwards of 6 times per season.
And it gets like the Rams.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the one we were the reason Tavon Austin got $43 million.
The Tavon Austin game, the Jonas Gray game, etc.
LeGarrette Blount times 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think every game that the Colts have lost under Andrew Luck, the average score that they give up on defense is like 34.5 points, something like that.
Yeah, when they lose, they lose.
When they lose, you're asking Andrew Luck to score.
And that's the average.
5 touchdowns a game.
That's the average.
Yeah, that's the
because
average.
I know those Rams and Cardinals games were over 40 points. So I don't know. Let's see what else. Yeah, the best part about it is that the defense can't get any worse. Well, maybe. I mean, probably can, but we don't want to see it. I don't know what they're ranked, but it's probably really bad.
30th in points, and I think 24th in yards per game. And DVOA, before last week, they were 30th.
Build that monster, man. Monster built.
Yeah,
that's what.
It's okay. It's a rebuild year.
Yeah,
we knew they were going to be bad on defense.
Yeah, and
that's not their expectation though, right? Like they didn't think this was going to be a rebuilding year. No. You get your quarterback back healthy. We thought of it that way because we knew the roster was bad, but they can't be giving themselves that much slack right now.
I hope not. I mean, they had to cut 2 starters today, just kind of as a wake-up call to their locker room,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think I do think that they kind of went into the year thinking that this was going to be a rebuild year. They went into the season knowing that at multiple spots they were subpar. They didn't try to address them. They, in the past they would have made sure to trade a pick or sign a big free agent pass rusher because they knew that their pass rushers are old and not good, or their middle linebackers, they didn't want C.O. Moore to be their starting linebacker. I'm convinced that they didn't think that he was that good. That's why he barely played last season. So I do think that they elected to save their resources this year and not they know that they're not winning the Super Bowl this year. They're not going all out like they did 2015 and it backfired. I do feel like to an extent they felt like it was a rebuild year or reload year maybe.
That maybe, but I really hope that's not the case, though, because then it means that they're just looking at this and going, "Welp," and they're not even considering firing anybody. But because how do you go from 11-5, 11-5, 11-5 to your quarterback getting hurt, and then you expect to rebuild after that? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of aiming for that next window. They just got their contract extension, so for the first time in 2 years, they're not trying to. They probably don't feel like they're coaching for their jobs. They should be, but
they got to
don't feel
now.
like-
They have to now, right?
Oh yeah, they have to. They're 1-3,
Now
man. They lost to the Jags.
I mean, I know the contracts are contracts, but in the NFL, they're not really contracts. You know,
They've lost to the Jags twice in a row.
And one was a 50 burger. The last two Jaguars wins were against the Colts.
When you play, not only when you lose to bad teams, but when you just play bad teams closely, it means you are a bad team.
Right.
As good teams blow out bad teams. That's how you know they're good teams.
That's why I'm really afraid for this Bears game.
Yeah.
Like, if it's close, if it's a close game, then we're bad.
Yeah, we might win, but if it probably won't be, we won't win big.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's I don't know, it's and there's like 2 players, maybe there's 3 players on the defense to be excited for, right? Henry and the safeties.
Yeah.
Vontae looked good coming back.
I mean,
he was definitely good.
He
definitely made good tackles.
I mean, he's got like a year left on his contract.
Yeah. Yeah, Henry and Vontae and Green are really the only exciting players athletically on the defense. And Geathers is promising as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. And then when you look when you've already started kind of facing forward like I have, no offense to anyone who thinks it's too early, but I mean, you look at the draft needs and 3 key defensive spots are staring you right in the face: outside linebacker, inside linebacker, and cornerback.
But I also watch this team, and I hate to talk this way, just kind of going off brand, but we need to invest in some skill position too this year.
Yes.
we need a running back, obviously.
Yeah, so bad.
But we probably could use another receiver too.
No, I agree.
Also, nose tackle is becoming a bigger and bigger need.
A receiver who could beat press would be awesome. Because we're talking about why can't they just negate the pass rush with quick passing? Well, when your receivers can't get off jams, it's kind of hard to get quick passing off, because then you try to throw curl to Chester Rogers and he gets bodied off his route and the corner intercepts it.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's
big shout out to I got to give it to Jalen Ramsey. He murdered T.Y. Hilton in this game. It was bad. He's really good. It's scary.
Yeah, I know Peyton Manning got the ball out in 0.2 seconds in his career in Denver, but you know why? It's because he could just throw those little passes to Demaryius Thomas behind the line of scrimmage and let him work. We don't have that. Can't do that. We don't have that sweet spot of minimalizing risk and maximizing production at the same time. We got to pick.
No, Philip Dorsett still can't break tackles or be elusive.
They miss Moncrief something fierce.
They do.
They try to use Dorsett as Moncrief sometimes, and it's not ideal. You're missing about 12 inches of vertical height, maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's obviously Dorsett's faster, but I mean, that speed, I don't know, that speed with the size is just an unreal combination that they just miss. It's horrible. Mm-hmm. All right, enough of this. Let's have some fun. I wish I had a mixer where I could mix in some music over the background of Time for Take It or Leave It. And I went out to my car to get my sunglasses, but my camera doesn't work.
Oh, man.
So, forgot.
See, everyone. See, I'm good.
And I failed for the first time.
Say what? So was that James?
I forgot mine for the first time.
And I'm the only one who got it, and my camera doesn't freaking work. That's great. That's great. Okay, so as you guys know, Take It or Leave It are fun times to go over your guys' hot takes for, the first quarter of the season and beyond. A lot of them focus on why are we so bad, and it's to be expected. So I've kind of grouped them together. We'll get into this. Let's see. I already got new notifications on it. There we go. Looking good. All right. Let me go back in time here. Oh, too far. That's a weird tweet. All right. Oh, I didn't go to live tweets. See, I'm messing it up. I'm sorry. I had to reset my computer. Everything's just messing up on me. My favorite one. I can't wait. I can't wait to read this one because it's just like no, please no. Okay. Eric Church at Hours of Wealth. Pagano makes it through the season. Take it or leave it.
Take it.
I really don't want to take it. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it because that's the only way I'm going to stay sane.
Yeah, I got it. You guys convinced me to take it. He kept Jim Caldwell through 0-13 or something. So
I'm taking it, one, because he just got a new contract extension, whatever. And Bob Kravitz said today that Jim Irsay has never let like any coach, coordinator, like I'm pretty sure like he's never fired anyone mid-season. Like
Jim Irsay is the biggest problem with this team. Like, not only do we have bad management and coaching, we've got just a totally incompetent guy overseeing all of that.
It's time to give the team to Kalen.
Kalen, woo!
Yeah.
Follow me back on Twitter, Kalen.
Yeah.
Just anybody, like really.
Yeah, Irsay doesn't like let anyone go mid-season, so
Just
it's
look
not
at the
gonna
entire
happen.
Colts organization, top to from low-level coaches to the highest ownership, and like ask yourself who is going to make this better.
Kalen.
Kalen will make it better. She's already making it better just thinking about it right now. She's the one who she's already representing the team at the team meetings. Jim Irsay is like, fuck that, I'm staying at home. I'm going to do some drugs. You're going to go to the meetings. That's what's going on already. And then he's got AJ Foyt's wife, who's also his daughter. That's an IndyCar racer, if you didn't know who that was.
I had no idea who you're talking
Did
about.
not.
Yeah, no, see, you guys aren't from Indiana, so you don't know. AJ Foyt,
Yeah,
IndyCar race.
I don't mean to kill our brand here, but people in Indianapolis are weird if you guys get this hyped up for IndyCar.
Look, man,
I'm West Coast.
there is not a bigger pool of degeneracy and filth than the infield at the Indy 5, man. You're talking about a whole weekend with like 30,000 people sweating, drinking Bud Heavies, Bud Lights, Bud Light Limes.
Jay's brand.
Speaking of which, right here.
Yeah. I mean, it is a crazy party. And
I've been to a NASCAR race before in the infield.
It's not the same.
I'm saying like I can confirm the whole motif of what you're talking about. I'm sure it's not the same as the IndyCar race, but I can, kind of attest to what you're saying.
With the Indy 5, you get not only white trash America showing up, you get high class Indianapolis showing up, you get the French Canadians. No joke. They come down from Quebec. You get a huge international crowd, and they're there. They're partying, and it stinks. It smells like piss and beer, and it's like a whole weekend. It's in like the end of May. It's hot. It's not a good. Fights are breaking out every 2 to 3 minutes. Like it's. I mean, you got to be afraid of like a vodka bottle flying over your head and hit your friend in the face. 'Cause that happened to me before. So I mean, it's okay. But anyways, AJ Foyt's wife is his daughter, and we really just need a change everywhere. And you know what? I don't think Jim will ever give it up. It'll come out of his cold, dead hands.
Luckily, that won't be too long.
Yeah.
That's rude. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Kalen just blocked me for that.
The dude's skin is pink, man.
He's not even old.
I know, he looks like he's 70, but he's, like 50-something?
He's like 52 or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
No way.
Yeah, I know. It's so disappointing. But, yeah.
Oh, wait, he's 57? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, he's going to die soon.
Yeah.
Kalen, just take over, please. Let him live out his years in a pasture somewhere. Like a colt.
There you go. All right. Next, take it or leave it. Let's see. Where are we going? Oof. Okay, so we've got Got a lot of head coaching questions already. Like, who should take over next year? I love it. Thinking ahead, guys. That's great. All right. I'm going to read off some of these names that I've seen, and I'll just skip some of them. Mike Shanahan.
Hard leave it.
Mike Shanahan, not Kyle.
Yeah, not Kyle. Mike, hard
Mike.
leave it.
Hard leave it.
Yeah, I'll leave it.
Yeah, not with this roster.
Can you imagine how much concealer that our front office would need between his red face and Irsay's red face?
Kyle Shanahan.
Absolutely. All right, that was a little quick and rash. I was
Take
thinking
it.
more.
He's not super high up my list, but he's up there.
I was thinking more of an offensive coordinator, but still, as a head coach, yeah, I'm taking that.
Head coach.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I'm leaving the Shanahans in the dust. I don't like them. They can stay.
Leaving both.
No, they can go. No, I don't like them either. Darren. Is it Darren? No. What's Bavel's first name? Bavel. We'll just go.
Daryl.
No, it is Darren Bavell,
It is Darren?
isn't it?
Daryl.
Yeah.
Daryl. The Seattle offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like him, dude. I like that offense. I always have.
yeah, their offense is good.
Yeah, he's my favorite guy outside of the dream that we're going to mention, I'm sure. But yeah, he's my number one outside of the dream.
We'll get there. See, here's my thing. I just don't see it.
Oh no, it's not happy. Yeah,
No. I when you guys talk about how you like his offense and stuff, I don't know. I'm not a fan.
It's been really successful. Like really successful, like an elite offense over the last 3 years.
Is it?
Yeah, I tweeted out a couple weeks ago about his offenses, their DVOAs, and it's been like top 5 4 years in a row or something.
But what?
I mean, I think Russell
what?
Wilson's. Yeah, that's true.
Which, he does have
why not?
one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but I'm still putting him up there for sure.
Oh, see you, buddy. I don't know. I honestly, I don't. You guys out there on the West Coast probably get to see a lot more Seahawks than I do. So you probably been watching a little bit more closely than I have. But whenever I watch it, it doesn't seem to me that it's an offense that works because of the offensive scheme. It's an offense that works because Russell Wilson can extend the play like 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's Russell Wilson is like really probably one of the most like unique quarterbacks in the league, and like him and Luck are kind of. They're similar, but like they're also really, really different on specific levels. So I think that is possibly a big adjustment for offensive philosophy.
If you watch enough Seahawks games, though, you're not just going to see Russ extending the play. You're going to see a lot of guys just coming flat out open. It's pretty impressive. That's something that's always struck me about that offense. Also,
they've done it with.
They've always run the ball really well.
And the nobody wide receivers that they have, look how good they've made Doug Baldwin. I mean, granted, Doug Baldwin's good. I mean, look how good they've made him.
That's true.
I hope that Bavell isn't the one evaluating and making decisions about these wide receivers because they've just been so stupid about that position.
Their wide receivers are not. I mean, Doug Baldwin's good, but their picks.
Well, Doug Baldwin's good. Lockett is good, but they don't give him snaps.
He's hurt, isn't he?
First is bad. Is he? I don't know.
Paul Richardson.
They spent a high pick on. They traded for Harvin. They traded for Graham, who hasn't really done that much until recently. They let Tate go, even though he was better than anyone they had.
There is, I can't remember who, but Sigmund Bloom said there's a wide receiver on the Seahawks who was like a torn PCL. I think it might be Lockett. But either way, I mean, yeah, like the things that Russell. Granted, I think Russell Wilson's like a top 5 quarterback in the league, but like the things that they've been able to do with the terrible offensive line, of course we would know what that's like, and like the weird wide receiver skill positions that they have, I think you have to give some kudos to their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and I just found my tweet the tweet that I linked to about it. 2012, number 4 offense by DVOA. 2013, number 7. 2014, number 5. 2015, number 1. And I know Russell Wilson's really good, and I know they had Marshawn Lynch for 3 out of those 4. But that's remarkable, and that absolutely, I think, is attributable to the offensive coordinator, especially considering the deficiencies on the offensive line.
Yeah, and this year their offensive line is like historically bad.
Yeah, they have Justin Britt, who was drafted as a tackle, who played guard. They have him playing center.
I thought Bradley Sowell was their starting left tackle.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he was on the Colts.
He was a Colt and then a Cardinal, and then I believe he is still starting for them. But Britt's apparently been good. I've watched their games, but I haven't scouted him or anything. But he's been up there in PFF rankings. He was the number 1 center this week, and he's been playing pretty well. They're talking about Kristen Michaels doing really well, but Justin Britt's the one that's coming out of nowhere really doing well.
Anyway,
but yeah, Bevel's good. I'm down with that. That's my number 1.
Okay. John Gruden. It's a hot name for the uninformed.
It is a hot name. I've seen it thrown around. There's a lot of people on Facebook, Colts Facebook, talking about it.
Colts Facebook.
Yeah, see, that's where I've seen it the most is Colts Facebook, like with the people who are just, I don't know, casuals, filthy casuals. They don't understand. They just watch the game.
Yeah, they don't grind the film.
They don't grind the film.
It's like people that are still talking about Bill Cowher coming back to coach.
That's, I'd take Bill Cowher over John Gruden.
I don't know anything about Gruden as a coach.
Yeah, well, Gruden's left nightmares everywhere he's been. So he trashed Tampa Bay. Yeah, he won a Super Bowl with them, but it was Tony Dungy's team. Let's just be real. Because it was the year after Tony left. And then the Raiders team that he got traded from was just bad. Really bad. I don't know. I'm leaving Gruden. He's not even that entertaining on Monday Night Football. I kind of mute them.
Oh, see, I disagree. I love listening to him.
But everybody's good. Like, I watch like every Pagano press conference, and I would hate to have to listen to a John Gruden press conference because everyone's good.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like
We're
those guys.
pessimists.
Yeah, no. Okay. Let's see. Who else have I seen going up my list here? The Dream, of course. Jim Harbaugh.
He's not leaving Michigan, bro.
Nope.
Yeah, he's not leaving Michigan until
He's got scores to settle. He hasn't beaten Meyer yet. He hasn't beaten D'Antonio yet. He hasn't won the conference yet. He hasn't won the ring yet.
Exactly.
He's got all kinds of stuff left to do.
No, I agree.
Didn't he sound wasn't the contract for like 7 years?
Yeah, well, he's been out there recruiting his butt off, and he's not leaving until he's seen all that come to fruition.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, like he hasn't had any of his recruits like come in for 4 years and graduate. And, like when we see that, we're gonna be like, oh wow, yeah, like this guy is like amazing. Like in 5 years, in 3 or 4 years, when we see like his recruits become like the guys that he brought in become seniors and absolutely dominate, it's gonna be.
Just think about what the team has done in the 2 years that he's been there.
Yeah,
it's like wow.
None of his players.
I will tell you why I like Jim Harbaugh the most because one play, and that was that play where they had everybody line up behind the center.
Oh yeah,
you had every single person line up behind the center, and then before the pre-snap movement, like the offensive line sat. I don't know, it was great. That's such
the other thing about Harbaugh is he's just the ultimate quarterback whisperer. Everywhere he goes, every quarterbacks just play better. It's like when you're playing a video game and it's like you can hire the coach and it's like +5 quarterback. That's what Harbaugh does. He's just a stat bonus.
Here's a question. If you could have Jim Harbaugh for sure, but you had to endure Pagano for another 2 to 3 seasons, so rest of this season and then next season, or maybe one more after that, would you do it?
No.
No, Dada. Dada would not.
Yeah, no. No.
I would do it for this season and the season after.
Nah, I'm fed up with Pagano. I don't care where we go from here. We just got to go.
I think what we do is we fire Pagano at the end of this year, hire Jim Tom Sula for a year, and then fire Tom Sula for Harbaugh and the ultimate revenge.
That would be great. Yeah.
And we get guaranteed 2 top 5 picks 2 years in a row. So I mean,
including this year.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
when we lose by 30 points to the Bears on Sunday.
Alshon gonna go off.
Oh man.
Jarrell Freeman revenge game.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
He's gonna
Jesus.
knock Luck out the game.
Yeah.
It's at home, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Which is why I really hope we lose.
Man, just losing to all the AFC North or NFC North teams.
If they start slow, there's gonna be booing. It's gonna be great.
Oh, I mean there was booing at the Chargers game I was at.
Oh, there was.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, remember that they were at one point 2nd and 40. And they ran, and they ran the
That's
ball.
true.
They ran the ball twice. So I mean, yeah, there was plenty of booze, and that was all Jack
Yep.
Doyle too. 2nd and 40 was Jack Doyle twice. So
God, 2nd and 40.
I love it. I loved it though. I just couldn't. I just sat down. I'm gonna sit down. They're 2nd and 40. They're not. Andrew, he wants to go for it, but Chuck's just like, nah. 2 draws, or like a draw and then a Jack Doyle dump off for like 4 yards, which he pushes off the offensive lineman, and then it's like 2nd and 50. All right, let's go. Okay, so let's just establish the takes there. Pagano not getting fired. Number 1, we don't like the Shanahans. Maybe we like Kyle. We like Bevel. We like Harbaugh, but Harbaugh's not coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are the takes that we just took or left. Next.
Didn't somebody say Sean Payton or something? I don't even know if he's on the hot seat or what his contract situation is.
That would be cool. I'm in on that.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
He is not. Well, I guess he is on the hot seat, but like,
Oh, he
I
totally
don't know
is.
how much he. I don't know how much he controls with the defense. So like that's kind of tough. Like I don't know what kind of head coach he is in
He's an
terms of
offensive
that.
coach. You get him.
Yeah, well, I know he's an offensive, but like we've seen Pagano have reins over the offense because the offense hasn't really changed much.
I don't care what they do with this defense. I'm beyond it. I can watch other defenses if I need to, but I want the offense to be good.
I just want to see
could get
both
behind.
teams.
I get behind Sean Payton because he makes running backs. Like we were talking about how any quarterback under Jim Harbaugh is really good. Any running back under Sean Payton is really good. Like you talk about Mark Ingram, players like Tyree Robinson, and like they're all good running and they're all really good out of the backfield. So
No, yeah, and you're going to start seeing well-executed screen passes if you get Sean Payton in here.
Mhm.
That's one thing. Also, what was I about to say? Never mind.
Moving on.
Good point.
Good point. No, that's another. There's 3 Coach Pagano getting fired in a row questions. So what you guys
Well, we
want to
think
talk
he's
about?
getting fired, just not mid-season, right?
Right, yeah.
That's-
Right now, if things continue on the trajectory where they're at and we end up 4 and 12, yeah, he's fired.
Yeah,
What-
no way they're 12, though.
what
They're gonna end
record
up-
what record do the Colts have to get for Pagano not to get fired?
I don't think it's about the record. I think it's about like kind of how they end the season, things
Yeah.
like that. If they take too many humiliating losses in a row that they just can't recover from to division opponents, maybe there's some intangible stuff to work with. It's not a hard number.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I still think they could finish like 7 and 9, and I think that they bring him back one more season, and then next
They
year
might fire him halfway through next year, though. Then
Yeah, that's been my thought. Is it's going to be next year.
yeah, I don't want to wait.
I
Yeah, I
don't either.
Okay.
Anyway.
Zach at exactly 12. Oh, exactly 12. I get it.
Haha.
Jack Doyle will lead the team in receptions and touchdowns at the end of the season.
Hard, leave it.
I don't think he's very close right now.
He's probably third in receptions now behind Ferguson and Ty. Touchdowns, I think he has 3.
Wait,
I mean, touchdowns he could be close, but receptions, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't see that at all.
touchdowns, not such a horribly hot take. Obviously, not receptions.
right. Touchdowns maybe. Because
That'd be
T.Y.'s
pretty
got
funny.
like 3 or 4 now.
I mean, you could see touchdowns just because their Dorsett's only getting like 1 or 2 catches a game. You know, some of them are touchdowns. Moncrief's out for a while. Dwayne Allen sucks, and Ty isn't really much of a touchdown person. So I mean, you could see Jack Doyle, although it wouldn't be good. It would be with like 7, but I could see it.
Yeah, I can see touchdowns, not receptions.
Didn't Fleener and Dwayne both have 8 in 2014?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Completely different ways as well.
yeah, that's a good point.
Dwayne was grinding it out. Fleener was just large.
Yeah.
And in the back of the end zone. All right. Our favorite Brazilian, Felipe Costa, at Costa Felipe. We stink for the rest of the season and get a top 5 pick. # embrace Myles Garrett. I mean, sure. No, I don't think we end up with a top 5 pick. I think we end up in the low teens if we continue on our trajectory. Because I still think we can win 6 or 7 games total, unless we turn it around somehow. But I would love Myles Garrett. We've talked about him so many times, but I just don't see it this year. I mean, he's going to be a top 2 pick.
But still plenty of other top edges to look at.
I really want to like reach out to Myles Garrett and like tell him to like do like some really stupid stuff before the combine, so he drops. Like, can we get him to like smoke like before the combine, or like even at the combine, like something where he would be able to drop.
Yes, let's
let's get him to Laramie Tunsil himself.
Take a multi-million-dollar drop in contract so he can be on the Colts.
So he can live in Indianapolis.
Yeah, so he can live in Indianapolis.
A town which we all clearly revere and respect.
So we can get him on the podcast.
Hold on. Indianapolis is cool.
Okay. I've never been there. I can't judge it. Well, yes, cool. I can.
Indy's cool.
Just not fairly.
But it's still...
Yeah, I don't know if they could get him even if they had a top 5 pick. They'd have to have like a top 2 pick.
Yeah, I mean, if they want him, they're going to have to trade some picks next year. Or their second round and a pick next year. Like, Myles Garrett is a long-lost dream, I think. Yeah. Which is sad.
The only reason I think he might even be there at 3rd overall is because...
quarterbacks 1 and 2.
Kaiser and Watson, but Watson hasn't even been that good, so Garrett might be gone at 2 or 1 even.
And it's not worth trading up.
It's not.
And a good edge, it's possibly going to be a good edge class, so it's not worth it.
Good edge class.
We can still get a good player.
Class.
Get a good player in the teens.
Mm-hmm. Good edge class, CB class, running back class. No need to trade, especially when we need those desperately. There's actually some good inside linebackers in this draft too, which will be there in like the 2nd or 3rd round. What'd you say?
Good.
Yeah, we need him. We need help. I mean, we talked about it again. Here's some. Those are some more. Those 2 names for the head coaching job I don't like, so I'm just gonna skip them. We're not even gonna talk about them. They're both the coordinators for the Patriots, but that's a no. Blue Suede. At King Oliver's THLM. Colts win the AFC South and are stuck with Grigson and Pagano. Maybe. This division's really bad. Mariota's playing like garbage. Oh,
he's garbage.
Bad.
Osweiler's garbage. Bortles is garbage. We've still got the best quarterback pretty easily. But we might not win because we're already a couple games behind the Texans. I don't remember.
2 games behind the Texans.
We're 2 games behind the Texans already.
I still think this is the Texans' division to lose, but I don't think the Colts could really make it as a wild card at 1 and 3 because you think about the Steelers, Bengals, one of those players. The Ravens are still 3 and 1. And then,
no, they're not making a wild card. Absolutely, it's division or bust for them. Yeah. But the division's just so bad, and we're so bad that I just can't. I can't predict either way.
Yeah, I mean, the Colts play the Bears. Say they beat the Bears. Is in the game after the Texans.
If they had beaten the Jags, I would be saying. If they had
Yeah,
beaten the
so, I
Jags,
mean-
I would have been saying that of course they're going to win the division, but they didn't. So
Yeah, but I mean, if the Colts beat the Bears and the Texans, at worst the Texans would be 4-2, and the Colts would be 3-3 with the game up on Houston. So yeah, it's always possible.
They're trending that way. I'm gonna take it. I think they still end up winning the division. I think
it would be so funny if we won a playoff game this year.
It's such a Colts thing that's gonna happen.
That would be hilarious.
They're
It'd
gonna
be a
beat the
Colts-
Chiefs or the Ravens or
It'd
something
be
at
a
home.
Colts thing to get into the playoffs, do some random mystery win in the wild card round, and then face a broken Peyton Manning team and end up in the AFC Championship game again.
No, they would just lose like 69-0 in the divisional round. I think.
Yeah, they would.
Nice.
The Patriots would probably rest Tom Brady and play Jimmy Garoppolo.
No, they play Brissett.
Yeah, just to disrespect us.
They'll run the wishbone with Brissett and Blunt, and
Oh,
they'll
God.
still score 50 points.
Jesus.
I really hope they would just. I want to die so badly. I just have this masochistic thing now where I just want to see my team get embarrassed and abused in the worst ways possible.
I agree, man. It's almost, and like some people are like, why do you want to see that? And it's like, because the more pain that we take now, the more times I'm whipped in the back, and I have like high expectations for a game, and the game's over, and I'm just like, why did I just spend 3 hours sitting in my boxers at home sweating to death, worrying about this game?
It's like ripping a Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
Let's get it over with. We'll be really, really bad and make it painful, and get a new staff hopefully.
It's like an exorcism or something, or a baptism where you got to just hold yourself under the water, and then you come up reborn.
You all right there, Brian?
Yo, this got dark real quick.
Yeah.
Man, funny.
Yeah.
Don't blame me. I didn't take us here.
No.
I'm just trying to get
Yeah,
us
I'm
out.
taking,
Here,
I'm taking
I'll-
a 9-7 division.
You know what we need to start doing? We need to start taking on the rituals of the albino priest from the Da Vinci Code, and that's how we will start
my-
Colts games before. So we can get the little chain thing to wrap around our thighs,
Your leg. Oh man.
and then 30 lashings.
Mm-hmm.
30 lashings. That's what it's like right now. Especially when you lose to the Jags and Hank Jones is on Twitter just gloating. I'm like, I just want to be like, dude, congratulations, you beat the Colts. I mean, we're worthless. You're
But
one of the
no,
three. We're
I
one.
can't add them,
the Jaguars celebrating the Colts beating the Colts is like how we used to feel like when the Colts beat the Jaguars. People were like, "Oh, we beat the Jaguars." Like, "Oh, congratulations, you beat the Jaguars." And now like the script is completely flipped.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's actually true. Okay, I'm gonna read this one, but I'm already telling you it's a trash take. Anthony Costanzo, bottom 5 left tackle in the league. Not close. He's been bad this year, but bottom 5, no.
There are some bad left tackles in this league,
Yeah,
buddy.
dude.
Yeah.
Maybe if you only look at the Jags game, which
Mhm.
I don't think anybody should ever watch that game again. But I think the first 3 games he was moderately fine. I mean, he was really
against
he was
Zig-
good against the first game against the Lions.
Against Ziggy Ansah, he completely shut him down.
He was against Ware the second game and didn't. I think he let up 1 sack to Ware. It wasn't that bad. And then the third game he played against the Chargers and he didn't get wrecked or anything. I don't think he's. I'd still say that he's at least average, if not above average.
I'd say he's average.
He's
Unless
average.
I had a lot of
Unless
Had a
you're
lot of false
factoring in that Jags.
probably played against the Lions. I mean, it is kind of interesting, but I mean, yeah, like he got beat by Tyson Alulu, who was lined up wide, which like he never does. I mean, it's just like, how do you even let that happen?
Yeah, he just got pulled back. It was bad. I mean, you don't want to ever say that you just throw a game out that people say that, but every person in every facet of the game looked completely unprepared to play on Sunday.
Mhm.
And it was, I don't think it's indicative of the quality of the team any more than a usual game. So the people that are good are still good. The people that are bad are still bad.
Uh-huh.
Fair enough. Where we at? Andrew Luck will succumb to David Carr syndrome at Roller Coaster. No.
Leave it.
I saw
sorry.
that someone. I saw
I'm too
someone
young to
tweet
know
that
what that
out.
means.
I saw someone tweet that out, and they said, "Is he going to become the kind of quarterback like a Tim Couch or a David Carr?" And it's like he's already been significantly more successful than
Yeah.
either one of those quarterbacks. What a weird thing to say.
Yeah, and he's playing fine.
He's
Like,
playing
And
really well.
Usually don't address that like with a quarterback entering his fourth season.
Yeah. Also, okay,
Like,
so
I mean,
can we say something? Like his first contract is up. He's been re-signed. He's got
Yeah.
his deal. Like, so the whole question of like whether or not he's worth the first overall pick and he's lived up to the hype, that's already been settled. And in my opinion, he's already proven that he has, because he won 33 games plus 3 playoff games his first 3 years. He had the most productive career start of a quarterback ever in terms of yardage. He led the league in touchdowns in his 3rd season, which is crazy. And he like, if you compare his, like, you always get a lot of turnovers. If you compare him to like Cam Newton, he's freaking efficient. He's like Alex Smith efficient. But
well, Peyton didn't even win a playoff game until his 6th season. But yeah, Garrett, I'm dying. I'm thinking about that tweet where like you're like, I can't believe they gave him the most expensive contract ever. He only had the best start to an NFL career ever.
yeah,
Like,
he did. Like, that's the thing. He did. He's been really good. And we talk about, like, the whole debate around Luck has always been, for some reason, whether or not his negative plays are his fault or if they're just the team's fault. But his career, the story of his career, has never been about those negative plays. Everything has been defined by the positive things he does, by what he produces, not his efficiency. So, like, why are we debating these things that aren't even, like, what is holding him or the team back?
But dude, didn't you see him fumble? Did
I
you
don't
see
know why
him throw an
games just go down.
interception?
That was, yeah, I know. And
I just
then,
want to know
like,
why is he not Peyton Manning yet?
Yeah.
yeah.
Why
the
has
team's
he
worse
not
than the ones
built?
Peyton had.
Why has he not built a children's hospital in Indianapolis?
Peyton's
Yeah.
been on stacked offenses. Like, he had Edgar and James when he was, like, young, and like this all-pro running back hitting like 1,800 yards and crap.
He
So he's
had
been
One of the best.
He was on
wide
stacked
receivers.
offenses
Yeah.
his entire life. Peyton
He had
was.
Pro Football Hall of Fame member Marvin Harrison, Edrin James, future Hall of Famer Reggie Wayne.
Tarek Glenn, Jeff
Tarek-
Saturday.
Yeah.
That's 5 Hall of Famers.
And so, like, even if you believe that Peyton is the greatest quarterback of all time, which I won't debate, I will, but then, like, why? That's not the bar. That's the gold standard. That's totally different.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta adjust your expectations a little bit.
Right. And that's the thing. When he came into this league, his expectations were Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
And there's been one Peyton Manning.
there was one.
There's
And
one.
then he died.
And then his arm fell off the planet Earth during
And then he
State
won a
Farm
Super Bowl.
commercial.
Then he finally won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now we
Luck-
have
Luck's-
to talk like this.
But I mean, yeah, Luck's already
I just-
started off more efficient in his career. He does more things than Peyton does. Peyton couldn't throw on 3rd down. He's not running for a 1st down. Luck does that like 2 times a game.
Luck would beat the
He's-
crap out of Manning. All right.
If there was
Yeah,
a
all right,
fight right now in the streets, and that's all I care about now.
No, not even right now. Like 24-year-old Peyton, like Luck would give him those hands, man.
And
Wouldn't stand a chance.
He'd put his balls on Luck's head, man. That's what he'd do. Medical table.
We're gonna lose so many subscribers.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
care. I got no
Hey.
love for Peyton.
Hey, look.
I came out here after that.
Yeah, and that's fair. And that's what a lot of people... I mean, look. You can be nostalgic about your team, but you got to understand that some people didn't come for those years of Peyton Manning. And that's okay. Embrace what we've got now, which is like
I'm just
a
thinking about-
pile of steaming dog shit.
I'm thinking about like old like forums, like message boards, like early 2000s, and people are like, "Why isn't Peyton Manning Johnny Unitas yet?" After like his 2nd year.
yeah.
Why isn't he Jim Harbaugh yet?
Yeah. Why isn't Peyton Manning Joe Montana? Like two weeks into the season, he's thrown. You know what I mean? It's bad.
Mhm.
All right, let's get back to these. We've been going for a while now. We need to finish this up. Of the current linebackers, only Morrison, McNary, and Walden will be on the team next year. Leave it because Walden's not even under contract next year. So
Right.
good research there. Corey back. Good job. You did a good
Well,
job.
what isn't the point of him saying that he's going to be resigned?
I don't know. He probably thinks that
Uh,
he's still in a contract.
So anyway, what's the take? What's the question?
That there's only Morrison, McNary, and Walden will be on the team next year of the current linebackers.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Well, I think the Colts re-signed Walden to like a 1-year deal. McNary probably has to be on the roster just for like the few amount of inside linebacker. Like McNary is the third inside linebacker now, isn't he?
We don't know. We don't know who's going to start.
Yeah.
Okay, well it's either him or Morrison, but I mean, like, Jesus Christ, the Colts have like so many inside linebackers.
I just hope they keep Trevor Bates around because he's really good looking, and I like looking at him.
Oh, they could be playing Trevor Bates at inside linebacker. I didn't think about that.
He's got.
Yeah, he's going to be. I think he's an inside linebacker. He doesn't have really good length, and there's been a lot of little things that have led me to think that he's an inside linebacker. They've listed him inside linebacker before. He's played off ball a lot in the preseason. And he played outside too, but I feel like he's going to be an inside linebacker. And then adding him today after releasing C.O. Moore kind of leads me to think that more.
Yeah. In the last year, the Colts have let go of Jarrell Freeman, Marlo Herrera, Nate Irving, and C.O. Moore, an inside linebacker.
Here's a common thread except everyone but Terrell. They all suck.
Yeah.
Marlo Herrera,
Terrible.
not a poor man. Stephon Anthony.
No. I don't know. Whoever said that was an idiot.
Yeah, whoever wrote that article was dumb.
Probably the same person that said Tyler Varga was going to save the franchise. Tyler Varga ended up dying.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
To be fair, it's kind of true. He is the poor man Stephon Anthony because Anthony played 1 snap last week and Herrera played 0. So
There you go.
Poor man's Anthony.
There you go. Fair. Garrett's gone. See you, Garrett.
Bye, Garrett.
Where are we at? I don't understand this one. Someone just take it or leave it. The Giants are 3-1 and the Vikes are 4-1, 4-0, and we're 1-3. Good take, Jared Bowers.
Isn't it?
I'm gonna take that because those are the records right now.
That's literally
Wait,
good job. Take it. I'm
the
taking it because
Giants
it's
are
what it is.
Giants are 2-2. I'm leaving that because the Giants have lost to the Redskins and the Vikings.
All right,
So I'm leaving that take because that's incorrect.
All right, that's fine.
Unless you feel like taking
I don't know.
things that aren't true.
Here's one. Here's another one. Wyatt Law, old Colts fan. What's up, Wyatt? I know you're
Hi,
listening.
Wyatt.
He's listening right now. We've
Wyatt's a good
got
guy.
2 live viewers. He's one of them.
I like you, Wyatt.
Philbin moves Anthony Costanzo to right tackle and Joe Haig to left tackle. Sorry, Wyatt, that's a bad take, man. Joe Haig has not looked good, and I was Joe Haig's #1 fan. He just needs a little more time to season, but he probably should be playing guard, but they don't have any other choice but to play him at tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they do that, the tank is fully on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If you start moving your best player out of his best position and moving your worst lineman into his worst position, that's tank session.
Ooh, worst lineman. That's a hot take.
No, I mean, I guess not worst lineman. Worst starter last week. No, because Blythe started. Never mind. No, that's right.
Blythe was actually
Not
okay.
a good player.
Blythe was better
No.
than Haig.
No, man.
That's not true.
I watched
That's
Blythe
not
get
true.
murdered by
Blythe
Sheldon
was-
Day and Malik Jackson.
Yeah, Blythe was terrible.
You want to know a fun fact? I haven't rewatched the game, and I'm not going to. Jordan Harris, at Harris2732, is the last one for the day. Robert Turbin becomes first 100-yard rusher in the game since Ballard, with 20 yards of those coming on fullback dives.
Take it.
Take it. Let's do it.
I'm leaving it. It's going to be like Ferguson breaks off like an 80-yarder and then gets like 10 yards and then a 10-yard one.
I was thinking the same thing, but with Turbin. Like, they give the ball to Turbin on a draw and like 3 and 12 on the 7-yard line, and then all of a sudden he's got a 93-yard touchdown out of nowhere.
I can absolutely see that.
That's what I'm thinking, because Gore's not doing that. He doesn't have the legs for that. Turbin, probably, because he gets like 3 carries a game, so his legs should be fine. So, I don't know. But that was it for Take It or Leave It. We kind of rambled on a lot. but that's how we do. Um,
I wish I had like the mental capabilities to not rewatch Colts games because I spent 4 hours today rewatching the old Colts game, and yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry you had to do
There's
that.
rehab for
You
that.
took one for the team, man.
I did. I got a bunch of followers and a bunch of Vine loops for it, so all is not lost. But it's the price you gotta pay.
You gotta do it for the Vine, man.
And
Yeah.
I gotta go do it for Silver Linings Playbook coming out, or Notebook coming out on Thursday somehow. I don't know how I'm gonna do it when nobody played well, but I'm gonna find something.
Silver Linings Playbook. I'm telling you, we made it
Notebook.
to the stadium.
Notebook. Silver Linings Playbook was copyrighted.
We found the stadium. Number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, we didn't have a plane crash on the way home. Number 3, Trevor Bates is a handsome man.
Yep.
I just wrote your article for you, man.
Number 4, don't have to play in London for like years.
Yeah. Boom.
True.
As your editor, it's edited, it's posted. Good job. All right, guys. Yeah, it's fun to be pessimistic sometimes, guys. Just get out that little bullwhip you got somewhere in your house, because you probably bought one somewhere at a Cracker Barrel, like when you're on a road trip to Texas. You're just like, hey, look at this. I'm going to buy this whip. It'll be funny. And then you hit your brother with it a couple times. Turn that whip on yourself and say, hey, Colts suck. Here's a whip. I'm watching the game.
I'm going to find the image of that albino dude from the Da Vinci Code movie, and I'm gonna try and somehow pimp it out in Photoshop to make it Colts related. I'm gonna put like Colts logos over him or something like that. We'll make it work.
Okay.
Good. Let's do it.
yeah.
Okay.
Good. Hey,
You just spent 4 hours
if
watching.
you want to
watching the
Photoshop
game.
a naked priest, you can go ahead and Photoshop a naked priest. That's cool, man. That's your prerogative. But no one's gonna judge you for that.
It's all about the content.
It's all about the content. Hey, James, tell your kids they were great. Love to have them on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they're okay sometimes.
Did he draw a
He's over
picture?
here.
Did he draw a
I had
picture?
to-
Can we see it?
Oh look, Garrett's back.
No, I had to sneak some gummy worms for him.
Nice try to joke, Brian.
Yeah.
Gummy worms? Those are good. All right. We're just rambling
Anyway,
at
you
this
guys have a
point.
good night. Thanks for everybody for watching every week. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. We like
Yeah.
you guys.
We like you guys. You're fun. And next time we do Take It or Leave It, can we get some more takes? Come on. That's pathetic. You guys suck.
Bring the heat.
Bring the heat. Bring the heat. Bring it. Make them hot. We'll see you guys
I
next
didn't even
time.
need my sunglasses for this.
Oh, hey, look at that good-looking family. I'm turning off the broadcast.